Imagine if we can take life more than one step at a time.
Yeah, like if you're stepping too far forward, you just moonwalk on that ass.
Yeah. Well, take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, because here
We go!
This episode is brought to you by Aguila's Hidaway.
All of them. Get ready.
What up, y'all? And thank you for watching the DUM Podcast. I am Don Dario.
Yo, what up? And I'm Kev The Allstar.
Today, we're going to be talking about open mics and how to use them on the Ha Ha Hack. Kev The Allstar, what are we going to be talking about for the DUM topic, sir?
Don Dario Comedy.com. We are talking about one step at a time, picking ourselves up when things get tough.
Yep, that's right. And as always, we end up with a little jiggity joke session. So kick back, chillax, and enjoy. The DUM Podcast welcomes a one-of-a-kind comic and one of our homies. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Jonathan Ponz. Ponciano. Yeah.
Ooh, welcome to the DUM Podcast.
Yes, sir. Ponz, dude, thank you for being here, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great, man.
Yeah?
It's a pleasure to be here.
Hell yeah,
Beautiful
dude.
Saturday morning or afternoon. Or
Morning, afternoon.
I just woke up, so it's morning to me.
Fair enough.
I know. Can everybody tell? Everybody's still
Everybody
sleeping.
hung over from
Everybody
Friday night.
Yeah, everybody got those eyes like, oh, fuck.
Right.
Did you drive far to get here?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then they had some construction, freeway closure.
Go figure.
Which
Or,
one? 101?
No, it was the 17. So, like, to turn where I needed to turn, so I had to come all the way down.
Oh, shit.
Peoria, Dunlap. And yeah.
Dang.
We thank California for that.
Thank you, Californians.
Yes, y'all are just moving here like crazy. Texas, too.
We
Welcome.
love you guys.
All right, no.
You said you're not
up.
fucking welcome. Go the fuck home.
Look,
Tell 'em.
there was a
Let's go.
study.
We hit a
Tell
touchy
'em.
subject.
There
Let's
was
go.
a study about a month and a half ago, they came out that said that most people that are moving here are from Chicago, not California.
You know what? If you go to
Really?
open
From the
mics, though, if
Midwest,
you go to
and-
mics,
and
how
that
many
is-
comics are Chicago?
And one thing I would tell people
Straight up.
that blame it on California is, like, if you talk to your neighbors and you're friendly, you will find out that most people from the Midwest, like, they're
Fair
coming
enough.
here are from
They're tired of the
Midwest.
snow.
Dude, at the
Yeah, I
I
don't blame them.
know, man. I don't blame 'em.
I hate the
I
cold,
came
bro.
here from Salt Lake, so hey, I'm
Me
done
and
with
the
cold.
snow have a 1 to like 5-day relationship.
I feel that.
After that,
That's it,
everything
it's
falls
done.
I feel
apart.
that's
Yeah,
maxed.
I'm
That's
like
maxed
that.
out,
Yeah.
right?
That's
Yeah,
crazy,
I'm
dude.
tired of
I
shit.
met a dude from Chicago at the Say When open mic the other day, but he didn't look from like he was from Chicago though, because he had like a plastic bag with all this shit in it. It looked like he came from prison. You know what I'm saying? That fool was. That's why I grabbed
That's
my
different kind of
backpack.
snow.
Yeah.
Hey,
probably.
if they have paperwork in that bag, he probably
Yeah,
came from
yeah.
prison, bro.
Oh yeah, he had lots of shit. He had like fucking food and all kinds
If
of.
he's wearing the medical tag, though, he's from a ward.
The ward.
He's from a ward.
Yeah, I
It's
looked
like,
for
bro,
that.
just tear that shit off when you leave.
I just grabbed my backpack and kept it on the whole night. I was like,
There you go.
fuck.
You wore it in
that
front of you.
I wore it on
You wore
stage,
it in
dude. I was
front.
hosting and I wore it on stage. I told him why. I was like, I know where I'm at.
That's funny as shit.
You know what I
He
mean?
did the pregnant backpack.
Move. Oh, in the front, yeah.
That's when you know, like, you don't feel safe because you wear that shit on back. Like, there's some smooth motherfuckers out there that's just easy.
Yep.
And you won't feel the shit.
Yep. I
know.
had too much cash that night.
Oh,
Not anymore.
Don's big ballin'.
Not anymore.
Don's big ballin'.
Not anymore.
Not anymore because we just bought some bomb barbecue pork. And
Oh
stuff.
yeah, that's right.
Anyway.
So good.
Anyway.
Yeah, we need to get promoting for them. But no, speaking of open mics, man, that's what we're going to be talking about today on the Ha Ha Hack. This is the segment where
nice.
we kind of share our experiences of doing stand-up comedy while we're all in the trenches together.
Right. Because we're not professionals just yet. You know, we got something to share and gain. So let's
Yep.
go dive in.
That's right. So we are talking about open mics, and you, sir, we've talked about it before on here, but it's more in the way of practice, right? It's just general about open mics, but you have a unique, I would say unique perspective on open mics, and you love them, correct? Am I incorrect in saying that?
I do fucking love open mics.
So
man.
how? It's because I think we all get to the point where it's like, fuck, you know what I mean? I'm done with open mics. I don't want to go to those shits anymore. Or some people don't even start them. So this is usually for people that are trying to get into comedy. How would you advise them on how to use open mics? Like what would be a good way for them to use an open mic?
So an open mic is basically... So if you, I like to use the analogy of a bodybuilder.
Oh, okay.
You know, open mics is where you train, where you really work these specific muscles, these specific areas, and put it all together for a show. A show is where, you know, a bodybuilder gets on stage and starts flexing all that they've been working hard for to show, hey, you know, and you're going against other bodybuilders.
I like it.
So that's,
you going up with your tanning cream on, all that shit, flexing like a bodybuilder fucking show. You flexing.
And you're flexing what you've been working
bringing
hard
your best
at.
stuff. Yeah.
The shit that's broken you, the shit that's made you feel like shit.
Right.
The fucking looks, the bombs, the like you processing all that, all your thoughts, all your feelings. You know how bodybuilders they pour it out in the gym. That's basically how I feel. You should be at an open mic. Like really, you work on your jokes. You work on rephrasing them, reintroducing them. How you
put them in the lineup.
How you line them up, the transitions, all of that shit.
I fucking love that, man.
And that's the place to do it, you know. Like I see a lot of people doing them at shows, and it's very cringy, and especially if people pay money to see you fucking practice, you know. Like nobody goes to the fucking gym to watch the weight trainers fucking train weights. No one's out there cheering them on, bro.
Don't do your open mic shit at a book show.
Bro. If you see, you know, like bodybuilders at gym, bro, just them and their fucking muscle head friends, you know, just cheering them on. But you don't have the big crowd, the big fucking flashing lights, take video of me, take pictures. No, it's like, fuck, get this shit in, motherfucker. Come on, don't quit. You know, and that's kind of my mentality.
That's
where
a very good analogy.
I see
well said.
Very well said.
Probably the best I've ever heard for open mics. Like for real, because I'm not a big time open micer. I believe in them. But how you worded that though, like I believe in them. You know, but I got to that point where I just don't like him. I'll go and hang out. Like if he's doing open mic, I'll go check it out.
Here's the thing, like, and this is why most people fucking quit the gym, because when you first start, it fucking hurts.
Yeah.
It fucking hurts. Like you gotta get used to that. You know?
I mean, comedy. I don't know the gym.
You know,
from the looks of it, I don't think any of us know the gym. I mean, I could be an asshole right now.
Like I work out my 40 curls here and there.
Dude, Ponz, how long have you been doing comedy now?
I've been doing comedy since October of 2017, so about 5.5 years.
A little bit right before I started.
5.5 years.
And what was that determination factor that said, you know what, I'm gonna go hit a fucking stage. I want to do stand-up comedy.
Oh man, that's funny.
Because we all have a story.
I used to have a friend that, you know, she was funny. She was entertaining, but then one day she was like, oh, you know, I signed up for an open mic to do comedy, stand-up comedy. And like, my initial thought, I didn't say it out loud, but my initial thought is like, bitch, I'm funnier than you.
She can do it like a fucking...
But that planted the seed, that idea that this is out there, right? And then fast forward about maybe a year, 2 later, I remember I had this girlfriend, and I was like, you know what? I'm really thinking about doing stand-up comedy. And she's like, yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
Nice.
Like, I told my kid's mom the same thing, you know. I'm really flirting with this idea. She's like, yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, fuck, okay.
Did they say that also when they realized they were going to be part of the material?
That's
So,
Lichen Shepherd behind the scenes.
they
ladies
are
and
not part of the material. Like I don't, I stay away from hacky subjects.
Like,
And I call these pee pee poo poo jokes.
gentlemen.
Like these are low hanging fruit.
Low-hanging
This is
my
one
set.
of those pull
Fuck,
my
dick,
finger
pussy.
and I'm gonna fart and everyone laughs, right? Like so everybody talks about fart, pussy, dicks,
Yep.
like
The easy
low
one.
hanging fruit. No one really talks about most comics don't talk about meaningful topics.
Do you think,
and-
really quick, do you find that mostly at an open mic, though, or stand-ups?
No.
Like
Anywhere,
book comments?
period.
Or you're saying any-
comics. Book comics. Oh yeah.
Serious? Okay.
Book comics.
All right.
People that look down on open micers, people that like use the term open micers as a put down. Like, oh, they're above open mics. And here's the thing: if you're above open mics, then you stop training, you stop trying.
I don't think
you
we're ever
think that
above it.
fucking when they're like, oh, I'm writing on stage, you're doing that on a show. It's like, yeah, a bodybuilder can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't go and flex something you haven't worked on and expect it to be good.
I'll say it like this, man. If you ever, where's my camera? If you ever think you're above your craft, that your foundation, you
You're
should
lost.
just quit.
You're already lost.
I mean, like, shit. Don and I, we went and seen fucking Kevin Hart, man, and his
Oh.
first. And may I say? Can
Go
I say
ahead.
the comedy
Yo,
club?
yo, it's
yeah,
you.
I'll fucking throw his name
That's
out there.
you.
Kev to Kev, right there. Black power, brother. But no, man, he was at. The dude sells out arenas. He was at fucking Tempe Improv. Sold out show, obviously.
Yep.
But his first words, he said, obviously, let me address the elephant in the room. What is Kevin Hart doing at Stand Up Live? Or Tempe Improv.
Tempe
Excuse me,
Improv.
Tempe Improv. Because obviously that's probably what was on. It definitely was on my mind.
Yeah.
Right? He said, because I'm doing a world tour. And if you know comedy, we do open mics. This is, when you're on my level, this is my open mic.
He said
Like,
it.
fuck.
Too straight
You know
up
what I mean?
said it,
Like,
dude.
that still says, like, don't forget your open mic because I'm testing material before I go on a world tour.
Yeah, but let me get a
Like,
couple
that shit was
thousand out
dope.
of it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
but still, though, like, for real, bro. Like,
Fuck, that'd be
that's a
awesome.
different ball game. And
Yeah.
he's been doing it for 20
Yeah.
plus years, bro. That just showed how humble, right? Of
Yeah.
course, it's not going to be a free show. I
Yeah.
couldn't see that ever at that level. But
He knew he
it's
was
respect
working
to
it.
an open mic is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Respect to the craft.
Mm-hmm.
You know, same as you're saying, work out. He was up in the
Like,
gym with his friends, with
you
his
must.
community.
That is
you know?
a must to work
dope.
out and be out there. People at that level. You even hear stories of like someone like Dave Chappelle just popping in
Popping in.
random,
Yep.
like a random club at an open
Yeah,
mic
he's just
night.
in the city
and
chilling.
obviously he has the power to bump everybody. Like once you get to that level,
Right.
like you could go there but the point is, that people at that level are still doing open micers, right? They're still
Right.
doing that. They're still going there and, hey, I'm gonna test this out
Right.
here. And you know what? I mean, obviously, yeah, they can't really show up to a place like, let's say, El Charles and not get bombarded with people and all that. So
Right,
yeah,
right.
I understand that
they-
level.
Right, there's
yeah.
levels of
But
how they do their
the
mic.
fact that they understand the process. They understand that it all starts with an idea and an open mic.
Right.
Right.
An idea, paper and pen, open mic.
Right. Now
Work
work
that
it.
shit out.
Work
Work it out, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been
Well said,
working
man.
on this joke for about a year.
Oh, shit.
And finally I could see little legs,
Yeah.
building
Right.
underneath it. And I mean, all of it is just open mics. Like I really don't do much shows. And I just
But
go to
you're
open
working
mics
the
all
muscle.
the time. Yeah. And
It's
one
like you
another
said, you
thing
write a lot. You write.
I do write. I do have a writing group, and we write like every Sunday. And then
Like you guys get together physically somewhere? Or?
yeah, physically we
Where
get
is it?
together. So it's different locations every Sunday,
Oh, you
bro.
guys switch it up.
I switch it
You
up.
keeping
keep
that
it
shit
a
low
different
key.
location.
So you know you haters are out there.
No, I know. I'm actually charging. I'm gonna start charging. So
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
people
shit.
that are trying to get in for free, be like, yeah,
Advice for free or whatever.
You know what, man? And it's not even getting the advice for free is more of my time isn't free, you know. And if people don't got skin in the game, they're gonna be late. They're not take you that serious. They're gonna waste your time.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm not here for that. You know, like we're not in high school.
Right.
Like if you say you're gonna be there at this time, be there at this time.
Yeah.
And
You gotta
know,
have some skin in
get
the
ready,
game.
and participate and all that shit. Now, if you got skin in the game, you'll be a lot more, you know,
Like on there.
persuaded
put
to
an alarm on
your
phone.
phone's on fucking silent, like you're not being distracted. You show up on
Business.
time, and it is business, man.
Money, it's business.
And you know, if and even in comedy shows, like if you treat it like free, people will treat it like free, you know. And if you charge even $5, like people treat it differently.
Higher
People
level,
show up with a different set of energy.
That's a very
and
good.
that's just okay. You know what? I'm just gonna start charging. And hey, if I do in the same location every week, people could just show up. You know, because I mean, I just do it in public places.
Was at the open, not the open mic, at the show at Purple Turtle, right? Because it's free. And people were
treat it
just
like free.
I mean, they weren't there for that, you know. They were there to just be at the bar, just to like. But there is a show going on, and if it's comedy, if you're talking, you're considered a heckler. So
well,
we go at you. So
that's the difference. Well, in my mind anyway, that's the difference of like a bar comedy show, like when it's just there and you got people there shooting pool. They're there to shoot pool.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about the goddamn comedy show.
Yeah.
But then if they don't, like, fuck, be respectful. Shut the fuck up. Play your goddamn pool
And
game. You don't got to be part of the show.
Look, that's a big part of why I encourage people to hit open mics, because a lot of them are in fucking bars.
Yeah, bars, right.
And a lot of open mics are in places that people didn't show up to watch comedy. There's a psychological aspect to this,
Absolutely.
man. When people go to when you go to an open mic, people are not there for comedy. When you go to a comedy show, people already knew that they were coming to that comedy show, so they already put their mindset. They already made the choice. Oh, I want to see comedy tonight.
Right.
They already said, "Oh, I'm gonna laugh at every stupid fucking shit I hear tonight.
I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
I'm here to be entertained. You're the comedy.
They laugh at almost any fucking thing at a show.
Yeah. Right.
At a mic where a motherfucker probably just, let's say, had a big fight with his girlfriend, bro. She just wants to sit at the bar and not give a fuck about none of you. You know, just like, and everyone's going there doing their shitty ass fucking pee pee poo poo fucking jokes.
Pee poo poo fuck you jokes. I need that a fucking shirt. Pee pee poo poo fuck you show jokes.
.com.
But look, if you could get that person to drop what he's doing, turn around, acknowledge you, and participate, you know, with laugh, smile stuff, you have something.
Raise their glass
that,
to you. Yep.
Magic.
I've seen
you
it.
have something that when you get booked at a show, you're guaranteed to just destroy with that. You know. So there is a lot of different elements to it. Open mics suck, man. Like open mics suck. Bombing sucks, bro. Like and it hurts.
Like
Last
when
night,
you feel that bead of sweat come down, you're like, I know this shit works, but it's not working tonight.
you know the worst part about bombing?
Crowds can change too.
The worst part about bombing is us, that we eat ourselves fucking, we kill ourselves from the inside.
Well, we're our own worst critics, man. I mean,
exactly.
Obviously.
And some people use it as a excuse to run away. I found to be, you know what, I need to get up, go there again, and show them that I'm better than what they fucking saw last time.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not going out like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Ponz is not going out like that. I'll be back.
I
might get down, but I'm gonna get my ass back up.
Yeah.
I'm more prepared. You know, I'm more okay. I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
One of the best open mics, the best open mic was ran by Lamar Mitchell.
Oh yeah.
It was called Late Night Creeping. It was like a mic / show.
What year?
And this was
what
pre-pandemic.
Shout
this
out
was
Lamar.
like a year before pandemic.
Okay.
And it was like ghetto,
West
started
side?
at mid on
West Side.
South Side.
it was 47th Avenue and Thomas.
Oh yeah, that's ghetto.
Yeah.
It's the Midwest.
Man,
That's ghetto.
Don would laugh. He'd be like, "That ain't West."
Oh my God.
The first time I went there, like I bombed.
Yeah.
I bombed, dude, and it bugged me. And he let me back up there like a week or two later. But I was like, oh, I'm gonna get him this time.
Right.
I'm gonna get him this.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
those whole 2 weeks, I was just like, oh
Thinking
man,
about it.
thinking about everything, like just walking through the whole. I record everything audio,
Yeah.
so I was just walking through the whole audio set. Oh man, this is where I fucked up. Oh, this is blah blah. So I was just more prepared the next time I was there, and yeah, man, it just. Ghetto black people are the most honest. They're the most honest people
Look,
out there, man. Like,
when you get the brothers like this, hold on.
Oh, that's so hard.
Like, bruh, like,
man.
I'm fucking getting all up in your shit. Like, I'm talking to you.
No, and like it is an intimidating crowd,
Yeah,
but
man.
once you get them, like man, it's
with
like
you.
pure magic. They are with you. Like it is
great.
like wow.
great.
I saw some magic happen in that room, man. I
Yeah?
saw some, like just some
what
awesome.
happened to it? Is just stopped?
It stopped. The sun with the location, or,
shooting going on. No.
probably. I don't know, bro.
That's a.
But it was a
very-
dope ass mic, dude. It was such an amazing place to work out jokes, as
Yeah.
a comic. See
Yeah.
really what your chops are, because like they are very honest, and people ask me like, how is it? How's the experience? I'm intimidated. I'm like, well, I'll put it like this.
Yeah.
You ever been in a movie theater and there's ghetto black people in the movie theater with you?
Yeah.
You're going to hear
Oh,
it
yeah.
coming before it happens.
Yeah,
And they will let you know with a quickness
Dude.
that they are not feeling you or that they're feeling you.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you need to really think on your feet. There was a house heckler, and she would heckle everybody, and she was somebody, so you couldn't really get at her
Right.
like a rookie, comic that doesn't know how to handle a heckler with grace. Like
that person was a comic.
Or
Then
the
they're
house-
heckling?
no,
house
she
heckler.
she was from the
Like,
house.
worked in there. Worked in
Yeah,
the
she was
place.
from the place. She was
And she would just.
the mother-in-law of the owner of the place.
She's like, fuck
and
it.
She's
I'm
going
gonna
in
let
on
she-
you
she
regardless.
We
was-
paid
yeah.
you motherfuckers. now
fucking
you're gonna-
shout out to Patches. Fucking
Patches.
man, bro. She would keep
Okay,
you
man.
on your feet though as a comic.
That's
like
badass.
you're doing your set,
Yeah.
and you get thrown these words like from every and just like heckling, bro. And you know, it was. It was dope, bro.
Yeah.
Like it was dope. It's like you're doing your set with challenges coming at you,
Yeah.
and you got to be quick on your feet. You got to see how you could, handle this and still not lose the crowd. But all of that comes from practice, man.
Right.
All of that comes from these shitty ass open mics,
Right.
where there's no crowd, where there's maybe one audience member, or when and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like you gotta go, you gotta learn how to fucking be there. And bombing sucks, and we're afraid of it. And I've ran from bombing before. I remember one time I had a good set at Stand Up Live, bro.
Yeah.
And I didn't do no open mics for like 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
Ended up going to Drinking Jokes, some backyard open mic that Nathan Evangelista,
And,
a local comic. No, you never been there?
No.
It was they used to be really dope. They were fun. But anyways, this particular night, anyone that is anybody from the Phoenix comedy scene, the fucking killers of the killers, bro, were in his backyard bombing, just bombing
Why
everyone.
do you think that is?
I have no idea, bro. Some in the air, some in the water, some in the food. I don't fucking know. I just know that I saw every single person
the
that we've
vibes.
seen in that fucking, in any club, in any mic kill. I saw them bomb that night.
Like, how was
And
the crowd build up? Like, who?
it was just everyone was just comedy.
No.
No, it was a backyard
It was a
open
back-
mic
like a
type
house
stuff.
party,
House party,
but it
yeah.
was a fucking backyard
and
comedy
he,
show.
he would do it like
Get you.
every month, every couple
Like the
months
one
or
we
something.
did.
And he
For
would
that
just
birthday
invite
party.
friends or whatever.
Yeah,
to
like
come
just comics,
party.
comics, and then comics brought, some friends,
yeah,
whatever.
okay.
So it was just
Like the house
random, like
party,
yeah,
yeah.
kind of like a house party. But the fact of the matter is, everyone was fucking bombing, bro. And I avoided open mics for a couple weeks, and I'm just like that night, just looking at it. I just remember thinking inside, like, you know what? I need to stop being a bitch.
Yeah.
I need to
just do
fucking
it.
take my fucking lickings.
Hey.
What better night than fucking with all my fucking brothers and sisters here in the comedy community? And I remember signing up, and I went up there. I fucking bombed. Uninevitably, I bombed. And I remember going back to my car, just sitting there, like,
Yeah.
All right, we got it out the way, man. We got it out the way.
What did you do with it? Did you take it and change, or did you like sulk? Like, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, I bombed last night. I went to Maya's and like nothing. And I was telling Kev that I didn't come with a plan.
I mean, like, because sometimes we think we bomb, but there's nobody in the crowd.
You're right. I mean, if there's one person, 2 people, 3 people, like, you're still gonna try to make them laugh, And I was telling Kev, I didn't go with a plan. Usually, I come with at least an idea of my stuff, an order, even scripted most of the time. But now, since we started this open mic at Aguila's Hidaway, which is on Dice.
Shout out.
Lower, below Van Buren.
Are you like scissoring your finger?
Yeah, we do scissoring there, ladies. So if you want
Man.
Catering to the female crowd.
I'm leaving that shit in. It's true. I want to see you down there one of these days.
DUM Podcast stands for Do You Mind?
Yeah, but
all right, so you were bombing.
I was bombing. I used that open mic as a way to now change the way I do things. So now I come out with, if I have a joke that I haven't even written it, I just have the idea, then I'll go up there and I'll try to structure it on there. But like, I'm trying to freestyle, I'm trying to flow with the crowd, I'm trying to flow with what's happening, and then when things come up, I'll throw it in. So I tried doing that at Maya, and that's when it just fucking bombed. So, and then you have to be, what I'm trying to say is you have to be honest with yourself, right? Like for me, like right away, I go home and I say, oh yeah, nobody was there, you know what I mean? And whatever, I didn't have the list, I was doing this, but in reality, you should be taking that in and say, well, fuck that. I'm going to come back next time. It's going to be planned. I'm going to have these jokes lined up, and then I'm going to try them. Because I didn't like it, man. It didn't feel good being up there and being like, so yeah, what's next? So what's going on? And I hate that. You lose the energy. And the energy just started a little bit weird anyway. It was like elevator energy, elevator music energy. But it ended that way too, so fuck it. I don't give a fuck.
On the open mics, I used to chase, when I first started, I used to chase open mics just like any other comic. I used to try to be the first one there, try to get
first on
as
the
many,
list.
many open mics a night as I can, blah, blah, blah.
3 mics a night.
And I've always, for a long time, I've been going to personal development classes, right? And it was a lot of like business-minded type stuff. And my mentor always tells me to stop being a know-it-all and start being a learn-it-all. So I would at the same time start listening to this podcast called the Hot Breath Podcast, by Joe Byers. And one of the podcasts was called something like How to Maximize Your Open Mic Time. Okay. And the main advice, the main gold nugget that I took out of that podcast was show up with a plan. So it doesn't matter if you get a minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, whatever at an open mic. Right. You or have a plan, so you already have something that you worked on. Right. So you work on that, and then if you got more time, you work on other stuff.
Yeah, that reminds me of like just in business in general. You know what I mean? When you are trying to build something and get better, you take it one step at a time, which kind of brings us to our topic of the day, right?
Bam, bam,
bam in your face. That's
that
how
was
I
like
do this,
an air
baby.
drum roll that you did.
That was a smooth. That's called a transition in comedy.
Brings us to your next topic.
No, but it's true in anything. I mean, with even in comedy or open mic, you go there and you should take some kind of information, some kind of data from what you just did out there, and then you should do at least one thing with it, right? So taking it one step at a time, that applies to everything, not just comedy. I mean, everything that we do in life. When we get down, you know what I mean? When we that's a good question for you. What about, being comic? I mean, I guess this translates into everything else, but being a comic, there's a lot of emotion. When we share a lot, we put our vulnerability out there and we share with everybody. But then when we get hit in real life, Like, does that affect you? And like, what do you do about it? Like, what's your first step? What's the one step at a time?
Man,
That's a lot
when
of
life hits you, um, it's always I've never done like I've never growing up. It wasn't something that we're taught to do. But
Yeah. Exactly.
it's when
You shove it.
shit happens, man. I've learned here recently that it's better to just take a deep breath and take a few steps back, take a day or two to plan shit out. Like, don't make a decision with emotions when you're emotional build, because you're always gonna make the wrong move.
Yeah. Very good. Very well said.
Whether that's business, personal, like that all falls in the same thing. And
Hell yeah.
I've made a lot of impulsive, emotional decisions that has led me to a lot of consequences, right?
Hope y'all
now-
listening.
Yeah.
I hope y'all
Now
listening.
I'm
Kids.
raw, like I'm raw, and I won't apologize for what the fuck I did,
Yeah.
But I do realize, hey, we could do better.
Yeah.
We are better than this, and this is not the person that we want out there to be, and this
Right.
is not what I want people to know me for and stuff like that, man.
So would you say step number one is to like recognize, to like kind of find what it is the problem? I know sometimes it's obvious, but
Yeah, and
sometimes it's not.
I think we're a lot of us in society, we're programmed to act like nothing's wrong, to put that front, and I believe that's more hurtful than it is beneficial.
Yeah.
Now, I do obviously you if you see the other extreme of the other side, there are people that are too extreme and they put too much out there, and but I really do, just from my own personal stuff and stuff that has recently happened in my life. Like I learned, and I also have a therapist. I do. I'm a
Yeah,
big
you believe in that.
advocate, and oh man, she's a life changer, man. Like she's been a blessing in my
Yeah.
heart. So I would recommend and suggest to anybody that's even thinking about it to go ahead and do it, and just talk to somebody. And me, when I get emotionally charged, I basically shut down, and I wait to talk to her, and then I will react to whatever the situation is. So
That's called processing it,
Oh yeah.
sitting with it.
yeah, I mean, I wasn't always like that, I've definitely been a progress for. Man, I've been doing personal development classes for about 12, 11 years or so.
Okay.
So, it's just, growing. I mean, it's part of growth. Part of growth, and in everything, life and business.
Yeah.
If you don't fail, you're not trying, you're not growing.
You're not growing,
And
right?
just like nature, if you're not growing, you're fucking dying.
I like.
Ooh.
I
That's
can't recall who
fucking
said it.
true.
Was it
Jeez.
Eisenhower? I think it was Eisenhower. I don't know. Leave a comment in the below if you know, or if one of y'all know.
What?
We don't fail. We just find out what doesn't work.
Yeah. That's very good.
Right? Like,
Yeah, that's totally
what I
true,
mean?
dude.
Man, and you know what? Some of the situations where it seems my life has just fallen apart
Yeah.
have been the biggest blessings.
Hey.
After you get past the
After.
storm,
Right, when
after
you go
you
through that
weather the
fire.
storm,
Yeah.
and
Right.
you feel like your life fucking flipped upside down.
Right.
Everyone fucking
Well-
betrayed you. Everything fucking just
Yeah.
like
It's that person's
like
fault.
you did everything right, and you still got fucked over.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just
Uh-huh.
and it doesn't make sense why it's all happening. But you know what? Trust the process, because these
There it
storms they wash out a lot of shit
Some
that is
stuff.
sticking around
Yeah.
that is
You
no
didn't
longer
need.
necessary in
Yeah.
your life.
Yeah.
And
that's totally
once
true,
you
man.
get past that and you see the sunshine again, you're like, oh shit,
That's
I
true, man.
am very, very emotionally, free. And bro, it kind of it resembles a bad trip, a bad mushroom trip,
A bad one.
a bad one.
You
And
used to
I've
come
had a
out with
couple
something
of
good
them.
from a bad trip.
Yes,
Fuck.
yes, man.
Yeah, he ate
yes,
too
you
much.
can.
How?
It was a horrible 6-8 hours. But when I finally got to sleep, when I woke up the next day, I woke up just like fucking someone took a 30-pound vest off of me. And it was just all the emotions, because all that shit, it builds up, man. It tenses your muscles. Like it fucks up your body if you hold on to it.
Yeah.
It really does.
Fucking
Like
me up right
we don't think about it, but most of the people's issues are because you're holding on to this fucking shit, you know,
You're
and
a pressure
not really,
cooker.
Yeah, and you're
And
not
if
really
you don't fucking vent,
releasing
you
it.
blow up. You're a
And
big ass bomb.
The mushrooms, the mushrooms don't lie, and the mushrooms
So you're
show
saying
you
I gotta
shit,
do
bro.
mushrooms to get rid of this fucking
No.
headache? I'm doing it
I know.
right now. I don't give a fuck.
Don't believe the hype.
Ponz, no, you know what, man? That's so fucking true, and it is hard when people. It's change, you know. Whenever something changes, they feel like, it affects them. It's like from going from hot to cold, you know. But you're right. It always at the end, it always ends up being
Right.
like the most
Humans
amazing
hate
things.
change.
Yeah.
Like we fear change, but one thing other than death that is inevitable is
fucking
change.
man. And that's just, man. That's why I love Ponz. Like, 'cause you look at him, he looks fucking gangster as fuck, dude. Like, you don't want to. He's gonna stab you for like a candy. I don't know, but he's just so deep, so into his feelings, and he breaks past the fucking stereotypes, and it's hard
He'll stab you with a deep thought.
Yeah, oh, there you go. There you go.
Lichen from the sidelines.
I'll blow your brains out.
Right.
I'll blow your mind.
Ponz, thanks for being here, dude. Thanks
Definitely,
for adding
yes,
to the
thank
funny,
you.
man.
I appreciate you guys
thanks
inviting
for
me
all
out.
the info. Like that's
heartfelt,
for people
personal.
out there that are gonna get into this, man. You have to hear it. You know what I mean? So thank you for that. I appreciate
Oh
that.
man,
brother.
I
Always.
am here to provide value, and
Yes,
that
sir.
is the only way you're gonna ever fucking make
Fuck
it is
yeah.
the value that you bring to the table.
There
Fuck
it
yeah,
is.
and I appreciate you,
There
man.
it
Thanks for being here,
Ah,
brother.
man.
Oh,
Appreciate
What's
it.
forget- oh.
Yeah, you gotta. Right now is a good time to
There's your camera.
shout. Put your
Promote,
socials,
promote.
your websites, your anything that you want to promote out there. If you have YouTube, anything that you want to do. Your shirt. Well, what's the
Show's coming
shirt?
out
First of all,
I got hashtag Team Weirdo
Okay.
shirts.
nice.
I'll have some gear here shortly.
That's yours.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
me. I'm be pushing that brand out.
Oh yeah.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, people can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Ponciano Comedy.
Nice.
Ponciano Comedy.
Yep. All right, sir. Any shows coming up? Or going to any mics?
Not that I could
anything,
think of.
Anywhere,
Oh,
anybody
man,
can go out and
I'm-
meet you?
Really quick, I
I'm
wanted to hit
out
on,
everywhere.
I wanted to hit on that real quick. What's your favorite open mic currently? Like, what's one you kill the die for that one? This motherfucker said, "Say mine, say mine." I love you, Don.
His favorite one to attend.
Have you
next.
even been to his?
This is my marketing.
Have you even been to his yet?
I have not yet.
Oh,
And
hey, at
it's
least you
just-
honest. At
So
least you honest.
and it has nothing to do with the mic. I'm not a big fan of coming to the West Valley.
That's
that
that's
often.
far.
It's not the farness. It's just fucking the traffic
I
and the
went once.
construction and
The
yeah,
smell.
the drivers. Like yeah, no, I'm
The
good.
list
man.
gets
I live here.
longer.
I'll stay in the central Phoenix area. But no, I'll make my way out here.
But
man.
One of these
what's one
days,
that
one
you
of
try
these
to
days,
hit
come out.
like often, like weekly or bi-weekly, whatever?
Man,
Before we end this. Before we end this.
There's a few. There is definitely a few. And I would say Sunday at Coops. Coops
Oh,
Bar.
you got a Coops?
Heard good
Yep.
stuff about that.
It's definitely
haven't
last
seen
time I
that.
went there, man, it was awesome, man.
Okay.
Like I had like
When
about
was the
20
last time you
bikers
went?
like 2 weeks ago. Just
Really?
yeah.
I need to
And there was bikers there, and it was kind of rowdy, and I was able to win them over and had a good set.
Hell yeah.
But it's just practice. And
like
Wayward on Thursdays,
Yeah.
run by Chris Banks. That one's
Yeah.
also
Lichen took me there for the first time.
that's good
even
mic
heard of that one.
and good vibe.
I haven't heard of that.
It
Where's
used to
it
be
at? What's Crossroads?
Used to be
It's right
Third
in front.
Space a long time ago.
It used to be Third Space, and Third Space used to host comedy, I believe, every Wednesday and Sunday
Okay.
out there. So it is like a landmark in the Phoenix community, just that building. And right across the street, Grand Avenue Pizza used to be there.
Oh shit.
And that's
Yeah.
where that
Right.
mic was also pretty good. Like it was a rough one, man. It was a rough one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing, man. The mics I recommend is the rough ones, the shittier ones where people don't laugh, where it's like pulling teeth to get a laugh. That's how you get stronger.
Say
That's
one
how you
open
will
mic
trim
on
the fat
Tuesdays.
on all your jokes, and that's where you learn to just get to the fucking point.
Yeah.
You know, don't stop fucking trying to tell your story because you're a shitty storyteller, and start fucking telling jokes.
Oh yeah.
Because that's
so
what we're
true.
here to hear.
That's so true.
There
Very
it
good.
is.
Very good. We had one of the guys, one of those guys. It was I think it was his first time. I think I didn't ask him, but he just kept talking. I gave him the light so many times, and still, he was just looking at me, but just still talking and still talking. And still,
Yeah,
he
no, I mean,
couldn't
you gotta-
shut up. He
if-
couldn't stop.
When you're running a mic, if you've never seen that person before, break
Yeah.
down the rules.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
at a minute
know.
before you got to get off, we got to wrap it up. I'll
Right.
give you the light, blah blah blah. And I like to
That's my
I like
one
to use like
step at a
different
time
color
list.
lights, you know. So if you get like a black light, like you'll see the black light. That way they can't
Oh,
confuse it
shit.
with other
All
stuff.
right.
Or be like, I'll give you the light, and I'll just get a flashlight, just like kind of wave it around. But
Good
Like
point.
a,
yeah, if you've
thing.
never seen them before, you know that for sure they don't know the rules. Like, hey, bro,
Yeah.
you're up next. I'll give you the light. At 4
Yeah.
minutes, you got 5.
Yeah,
Fuck
that's my one step this time with the open mic is to make sure that I go through that at the beginning. If I don't know him or if I've never seen him, yeah.
And you got I think a designated place too. Don't like give them one comic to light from over here, the next comic light from over here. Like same place every time.
And
Like,
that's
boom,
why I
boom,
like using
boom.
different color lights.
That's a
Right,
good idea.
because
They make
sometimes
those with the little
sometimes
disc
you
things.
Like a
as the
yellow,
host you have to be moving all over.
Right.
You gotta tell, hey man, you're next. Hey, blah blah blah. Hey, I gotta get this. Or like running a show and a mic is definitely a lot different than performing.
Yeah.
at
Oh
one.
yeah. I know.
And so you gotta think more of a host. How can I make this experience better and smoother for everybody?
Yeah.
And
And
that's where
everybody
that comes
includes
in.
you though as the host.
Exactly.
Like,
oh yeah.
Comics should know like where they fall on that list, unless you're doing like the swing where it's like, you don't have a lineup. Like, just be ready. You should know your shit and be ready. Like
That's
if
right.
you're up next, you're up next. If somebody showed up late and all of a sudden their spot is open, now you're going up early. Like sorry.
And I mean it
it's all different.
it all comes to how you structure it and how you run it.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
So
That's why we had you
there-
on here,
there's a lot of
brother.
mics where you sign up and
Right.
you're just getting bumped and you're
Yeah.
like, oh shit, what the
Yeah,
fuck,
I
man?
hate that
I've been
shit.
here. I've seen people
been
come
here all
in and
fucking
out.
night.
Yeah, the
Well-
fuck, these motherfuckers weren't even here when I showed up.
Oh, so and so just showed up. We got to put them
Yeah.
on. They got a show at 9. I don't give a fuck.
But
like my list.
a lot of times we look at it as a comic instead of as a producer,
Mhm.
and a lot of times the producer have a rhyme and a reason for
Yeah.
doing that.
Touche.
Yeah.
Maybe
Touche.
that comic has other gigs, they're just coming in real quick,
Right.
or maybe hey, they know that this comic does good, so they put them in between like new
Right.
people, so they could at least have a entertainer in between, kind
Right.
of the expected bombs. And
Well said.
I kind
Well
of
said.
bumped. I was the one who bumped last night, but it's only because on the actual open mic list, nobody fills out
The
space
first like
1, 2,
I
3.
think I was gonna say
Right.
from like
so
4
I
to
fucking
like 9.
put Don Dario number 1. Like, hey, so one guy was already performing, but if they don't want to go, then I'm
And,
next. Fuck that
people
shit.
have it in their head that being the first comic is the toughest
Yeah.
thing or whatever, which all that tells me is that
You're
hey,
weak.
you run away from challenges.
Yeah, you're weak.
Get
Or
out
you're
my
gonna
way.
Stay weak.
Get out my way. Let me fucking
Yeah.
put my name in front of you.
Ponz,
And-
man, everybody can see he has so much knowledge, so hit him up if you want some coaching, you want that Team Weirdo T-shirt. Thank you for being here,
Hell yeah.
brother. Please come back again. Thank you all for watching. Remember to stay safe and have fun in life, folks.
Live to laugh, laugh to live. Because without laughter, what's the point?
True.
Let's go.
Peace.